Sound to your mind.
Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Shouts all on my team, I need more than a mattress support. In my dreams, could grab a few Z's like I'm falling asleep, but I don't wanna wake for the morning. Grief, breathe. Tears drop to the form in the sea. A broke heart, but it's worn in my sleeve. Never listened, I was warned in my teens, but I still skip school, I was taught in the streets. Ring back, don't call for police. Stand tall, don't fall for the beast. Got issues with trust, so I'm born to believe. We've been a victim of love and now we're caught in it deep. Breathe.
Yes, people, what's happening? Round of 32, Brazil versus Japan. And you know what? This is one game that I'm looking forward to. You know, I don't think it's going to be an easy game for Brazil. Again, Brazil are going to be the favorites. But I reckon in terms of the most dangerous team, in terms of a team that is very underrated, you know, for me, Japan is that. You know, and I think, if I'm right in saying, I think Japan are unbeaten in about five. Aren't Japan unbeaten about 18 games or something like that? So, again, Brazil are going to have a tough game, man. And, you know, I don't think people should be surprised, man, if Japan was to go through. Because Japan are a very good team, you know, and they've got players in there with Premier League experience as well. You know, you think of Daichi Kamada, ex-Arsenal defender, Takehiro Tomiyasu as well. Let's go through Japan's team actually first, and then we'll go through Brazil's after. So, yes, Zion Suzuki, again, was actually linked with Manchester United. Obviously, he's in goal. And then you've got Tomiyasu, you've got Hiroki Ito of Bayern Munich, and then you've got Taniguchi at the back there. The captain, Ritsu Doan, who's a very good player. You know, Sano, who plays in Germany. I can't remember if it's Stuttgart or someone else. Daichi Kamada, already mentioned, from Crystal Palace. And then you got Nakamura in there. And then you got Daisen Maeda from Celtic. And again, Maeda's a very good player. You know, he's going to be a goal threat. And then you've got Hiroki Ito, or is it the other one? And then you've got Ueda, the striker. So again, you know, they're going to cause problems, Japan. And I think Japan are probably, as I said, they're the most underrated team, I would say, in this competition. You know, and don't be surprised if Japan actually do go through in the end, man, because I think they're the one team in this tournament that could cause an upset when it comes to the bigger teams. Big up to Babs One Diva. Big up yourself. Big up. No fits today, just myself. So, as I say, yeah, I'll try and I'll get fits on for, you know, maybe for the knockout games when it comes to the round of 16 or the quarterfinals near there. Big up to my guy Niche fan. Big up yourself as well. So yeah, let's go through the Brazil team again. Not really much change. I think they've actually gone. I think they're actually unchanged from the last game, I believe. So yeah, so you got Alisson in goal. Liverpool's Alisson in goal. Danilo, obviously Wesley from Roma got injured, but Danilo's at right back. And then you've got Marquinhos and Gabriel Magalhaes. Again, that's probably the best pairing, I would say, in the competition. You know, Gabriel from Arsenal and Marquinhos from PSG. And it's funny how, you know, you got the two Champions League finalists, you know, centre-back pairing, you know. And then you've got Douglas Santos at left-back. Again, you look at the kind of left-backs that Brazil have had in the past. Roberto Carlos, Marcelo, Alexandro, you know, Douglas, Maxwell as well, you can put in there. Douglas Santos is probably the next one. I actually like him. I think he's a very good player. Making up the back four. Midfield two of Bruno Guimaraes and Casemiro. Again, hugely experienced Casemiro. You know, he brings that winning mentality to this squad as well. And obviously, Arsenal target Bruno Guimaraes in there with him. Lucas Paqueta, formerly of West Ham, now playing back in Brazil, you know, adds that quality to the midfield. being left-footed as well to add the balance. And then the front three is where it gets interesting. You know, Vinicius Jr., you know, obviously one of the top scorers as well in the competition. He's on 4. And yeah, he's joint with Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, and I believe there's someone else. And then you've got Man United's Matthias Cunha playing through the middle. I actually do think Cunha and Vinicius Jr. could interchange as well to give Japan something to think about. You know, I actually do think they'll do that. And then you've got obviously an injury to Rafinha. You know, so Rayan's in the team, Bournemouth's Rayan, and again he's a very good player. You know, and it's his debut international tournament, and it shows you what Ancelotti thinks of him, because I'm pretty sure Ancelotti could have gone for someone else, but he's gone for Rayan, being that he's left-footed as well, you know, to invert. And again, I think Brazil are the favourites, you know, but I'm telling you this now, this is going to be a good game, and do not write off Japan, because Japan are going to be a problem in this tournament. So Brazil 3-2 against Japan. You know what? I don't know if it's going to be that high scoring of a game. You know, I'll be very surprised. I think in this tournament so far, you know, the scoring side of it has been mad. But do I think it's going to be a case here where I can see 5 goals in this game? It's unlikely, but it's gonna be a good game, I believe. Big up to Foxy Danny as well. Each and every time says, big up, Gav. I hope you're well. Yep, all good, all good. I hope you're well as well. You know, obviously sun's not as hot as it has been, but it's still nice out there. You know, and they can't really be complaining, I suppose. You know, but yeah, I'm good. Hope you're well too. I can see Brazil opening Japan up in this one. Vinny will score 3. You know what? I have to disagree with that, because as much as Brazil are the favorites for me, I think it'll be disingenuous to say that, you know, Vinny is going to score a hat-trick. As I said, Japan are a very good team, and I expect it to be a tight game, and I actually do expect Japan to score. You know, Japan are unbeaten in plenty of games this season. So, as I said, man, I don't think it's going to be a foregone conclusion that they just put that Brazil put Japan to the side. I can't see it being that. Guys, predictions: 3-1 Brazil. I'm gonna say 2-1 Brazil. I'll say 2-1 Brazil. You know, but I just got a sneaky feeling, man. Japan. You know, just got a sneaky feeling for Japan. Vinny is world class. Yeah, he is world class. He is. And they got a strong team out as well. But let's wait and see, man. I'm looking forward to this game though, anyway. Guys, has anyone changed their opinion on who wins this competition, the World Cup? I can't decide between the way that Messi's been playing, yeah. Because I had Argentina down as third. Yeah, I had Argentina down as third. The way Messi's been playing this competition, yeah. I'm putting at this moment in time, I'm putting Argentina joint. I'm putting them joint. I think it's them and France, and I think Spain at the moment are third. But France have always been my favorites, you know. And again, I think people need to look at Spain. I think Spain are very ordinary, I would say, if they haven't got Pedri or they haven't got Yamal especially, I think they're an ordinary team. You know, some people might say that they are predictable, but you'd expect the likes of Yamal and Pedri, when it matters, to be hitting form later on. But as I said, man, I think France are definitely the favourites for me, man. Along with Argentina at the moment. I think Spain have got quite a bit to do for them to be considered that as well. Right, guys, kickoff about to start. Brazil, Japan. I'm looking forward to this. Kick off, guys. Let's go. One thing I'm sure about is we can't win. I want Tuchel sacked. Listen, I don't know how many times I've said this, yeah. I don't know how many times I've said this, but you see what it is, yeah, with a lot of fans, yeah. A lot of fans are, I call them, they're reactionary fans. You know what I'm trying to say? I think there's fans out there that will look at the fact that England beat Panama, Croatia, and then they'll start getting carried away saying England are one of the favourites. I think fans that, you know, that truly love football and have watched football properly would know that England, for me, are in trouble. And I'll tell you why they're in trouble, yeah? Because you look at the group England have had. They've had Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Yeah. Now, if we're being honest, yeah, that's a group you would expect England to at least pick up. I'll probably say 9 points. 9 points, I would say. And obviously they picked up 7 points. But what I would say is that people need to look at the fact that Croatia are an aging team, an aging midfield with Luka Modric, who is in his 40s. And then you've got Kovacic, who has been, you know, he hasn't played regularly because of injury. And then there's no Marcelo Brozovic. That was them, and Ivan Rakitic as well. And again, that was their midfield when they got all the way to the World Cup final against France. Touching on what is it, eight years ago? So their team's been broken up. So when you're looking at England playing against a Croatian team, in the end, they overpowered them. They overran them with the substitutes. Yeah. Now, do I believe England beat Croatia if Croatia's team were at their peak and that same game happened? No, I don't. Because the fact that it was 4-2 in the end, you know, that was more due to England, you know, overrunning Croatia in the end. You know, and as I said, I think that game there wasn't a true reflection, I would say, of how well England done. I just think England just used the pace and power, which got Croatia out of there. And then you go to the Ghana game. And I said, if they go with the same thing against Croatia, against Ghana, I can see that game ending a draw, because it's quite clear what Tuchel's done, isn't it? Tuchel's gone for pure pace, pure power. And that's not going to work against, you would think, the African teams or teams that can match them. And this is why I've always said, you're really going to see what England are all about when a team that can match them physically and for pace, and it's going to come down to individual footballing ability. Now, you saw that against Ghana, yeah, where England had no answers and the game ended a draw. Arguably, it should have been a penalty to Ghana, and maybe, you know, England don't win that game, because the foul on Konsa on I can't remember the striker's name, that should have been a penalty. I think everyone could agree with that, yeah. So you look at those two games there. Overpowered Croatia, were fortunate against Ghana. Again, Harry Kane missed a chance, which normally Harry Kane scores, but these things happen. Then you look at Panama. Panama is one of the lowest ranked teams in the competition. And for 45 minutes, England couldn't get a breakthrough. Yeah. So again, those signs there are concerning. They are concerning. Then you look at the fact that second half, which was to be expected, England sooner or later are going to overpower Panama, because Panama couldn't keep the ball. You know, England have pace and power to bring on, and they have players, as I said, that are, you know, that will change the game, you know, against a team like Panama. You know, so what was I surprised they beat Panama? No, but they've now got Congo. And again, Congo have already shown that they can hold a draw with Portugal. And if you was to ask anyone, England, Portugal, I don't think there's no one saying England comfortably beat Portugal. It's probably in the balance. But Congo got a draw out of them. So again, once England plays someone that can, as I said, that can match them physically and for pace, this is when we're going to see what England have, because, you know, these games they've played, they're not really been tested, you know. So I think it's important to keep it into perspective and not get carried away. You know, the amount of talk I've seen, you know, from certain players like Jude Bellingham, fans getting carried away with Bellingham. And it's like, do these fans actually realize that England have played Panama? You know, because as I said, I've watched all 3 games and England have been poor in all 3 of them. You know, no one's really played well. No one. You know, so is what it is, isn't it? No Walton and Trent worried me from the start. But again, it's not even no Walton, no Trent. If you just have a look at the players that he's left out, there's a common theme with all of them. They're all footballers. You know, it's not really. I don't think people should be surprised when certain players ain't there. You know, Trent was never going to go purely because in a 1v1 situation playing as a fullback, you know, he can't be trusted in Tuchel's eyes. That's one of the main reasons. But again, if you look at the fact that Adam Walton's someone that definitely should have gone. And the reason why Adam Walton should have gone is because he's someone that can keep the ball. You know, and this is why Tuchel, for me, that's gonna come back to bite him. And I'll tell you what, yeah, when they play, if they happen to meet, if they beat Congo, I believe from the Congo game, this is when they start meeting, you know, some of the favorites like Brazil, Argentina, Portugal, France, Spain, Belgium, Holland. This is when they meet them kind of teams. And I'll tell you this now, watching England against those 3 teams in the group, it's concerning signs. I'm telling you. Neymar, listen, let's hope Neymar will definitely come on that pitch, man. And don't be surprised, man, if he's a game changer in this as well. Yeah, the Konza one was a penalty, 100%. It was definitely a penalty, because if you actually see at the time, it looked like that he played the ball, but he definitely made contact with the striker, you know. But they got fortunate. They definitely got fortunate in that game. Tuchel has no idea what he's doing. Brought Manu just to sit on the bench. Yeah, but again, niche fan. The problem is, yeah, Kobe Manu was never going to get game time. This is the problem. Like, because you can clearly see that they were building up this World Cup for the midfield pairing of Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson. I'll tell you one thing that has surprised me, what Tuchel was actually done. I didn't think Tuchel would drop Bellingham back into the number 6, number 8. But I'll tell you one thing, yeah. Tuchel really has been a coward in what he's done, because Tuchel's only dropped Bellingham back into that position because they played Panama. I guarantee you, yeah, if that game was a game against one of the teams we've mentioned, one of the favorites, there is no way Tuchel plays Jude Bellingham in place of Declan Rice in that position. He wouldn't have done that, because he would have looked at Jude Bellingham being a liability in that midfield. But he only done that because it was Panama. And again, I don't think people actually have taken note of that. You know, so in my opinion, he's been a bit of a coward, because he should have just played Kobe Manu there. But he played Bellingham there, knowing full well that he's not going to play Bellingham there again. I guarantee you. Moving forwards, he's not going to play Bellingham in that position, especially when it comes to knockout football. So, yeah, man, crazy. But yeah, listen, Kobe for me, if he doesn't get game time, I'm not too unhappy, because at least he can be fresh for United. Brazil on the Casemiro shot, man, just put Paqueta on the floor. Brazil on the attack. Let's see this. Good ball. Oh, unlucky, good defending. Our team should have always been Pickford, O'Reilly, Conser, Trent, Anderson, Mainu, Rogers, Palmer, Kane, Rashford. Yeah, you know what? I can. Yeah. For me, that's actually a decent team. That is actually a decent team. Pickford's good for England, so I hear it. O'Reilly, Conser, I wouldn't play Trent. It'd be Reece James for me. Reece James is better than Trent, so I would take Trent out and put Reece James there. Anderson and Mainu. I probably wouldn't play Anderson. I'd probably play Adam Wharton. I think Adam Wharton and Kobbie Mainu would actually be better, you know. But if you want to put Anderson there, I hear it. You know, Alex Scott's another one that should have been involved. Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, Kane, Rashford. I hear it. You know, I hear it. You know, if Jack Grealish was fit or Jadon Sancho was, you know, the Jadon Sancho that we remember at Dortmund getting game time, I'd love to see them kind of players there. But what's good about the team that you've picked there, Niche fan, yeah? There's a lot more ball players than there are athletes. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you look at this team there that you've picked, the athletes in the attacking positions, you're looking at Marcus Rashford and Morgan Rogers. So if you've got like a balance of ball players and athletes, it works. This England team has more athletes than ball players. And at the moment, it might not seem like it's affecting or it might not be a problem. But I guarantee you, you're going to see very quickly why it will be. And I'll be here to say I told you so. So, but that's not a bad team, man, to be fair. Not a bad team. Neymar in 14 minutes, he lost the ball 9 times against Scotland. He's completely spent in my eyes. Yeah, but again, I'll tell you why this ain't entirely true. Yeah, you have to realize that Neymar's just come back off an injury. And again, if you've ever played football at any level, yeah, you know, and this is high level football as well. You can't, if you've been out for a long while, yeah, you can't just expect to come back into football and just be the player that everyone remembers you to be, because there's a such thing called match rhythm. So again, Neymar's just returned from injury. He's probably had a couple of training sessions, and then he goes into good play. Unlucky, Cunha. Unlucky. So yeah, he's obviously had no game time because he's been out injured. So he's only had training. So again, to come into a game off the bench, trying to get up to speed of the game, and you've been injured, it doesn't. Oh, unlucky. It doesn't really work like that. You know what I'm trying to say? So if he gave the ball away 9 times in 14 minutes, that's unlike Neymar. But you have to realize he's just come back off injury. You know, so he's bound to be rusty. And as I said, if you've played football at any level, you know, you would know that just coming off the bench, trying to get up to speed of the game, isn't an easy thing to do. So the further Brazil go in this tournament, the more game time Neymar gets, he'll get up to speed with the game. You know, free kick. Casemiro got booked. Hey, dangerous free kick for Japan. Casemiro's got to be careful now. Exactly, they are all just big, strong athletes. Doesn't work. Never has. Listen, if you go into a competition with that mindset of just bringing the most physical players and the quickest, You're going to come unstuck. And England will come unstuck. I promise you. I promise you. They'll come unstuck. Because let's face it, man, the squad he's picked is shocking. It's not a good squad. Because Panama, to be drawing 0-0 with Panama, to be drawing 0-0 with Panama, you know, it's one of them things, man, where there's nothing to take away from that game. There is nothing to take away from that game, man. It's just that, you know. Guys, dangerous free kick for Japan. Daichi Kamada. Let's see. He's actually a decent player, Kamada. Corner kick. Neymar still has the stardust. He only needs 10 minutes. But again, it's like, listen, Neymar's ability is never in question. He's one of the most talented players, not just of his generation, but ever to play the game. As I said, he's just come back from injury and getting up to match fitness. It's not as simple as, all right, you're Neymar, just jump on that pitch and do what you've been doing. Like, you need to get match rhythm, and that's what he's trying to find at the moment. Because if Neymar was fit, he'll be starting this game, but he's not. So again, Ancelotti's got to manage him carefully, man. That's what it is. I hear what you're saying, but Scotland isn't a high level fella. We just have to wait and see. Yeah, but it's not about being high level Scotland. That's not what the that isn't the argument. It's not about Scotland being high level. It's high level football. So as I said, any player that has been out for a little while, you know, you can't expect them to just jump on that pitch and get up to speed straight away. That's not how football works, because you need to get match rhythm. You need to get to the pace of the game. You know, some players don't need much time to get back into the swing of things, but you can't really judge that for every player. And as I said, it's nothing to do with Scotland not being a high level. I'm saying that football's a high level sport. And if you're playing high level sport, you know, there is a such thing, especially in football, as match rhythm. And you can't just expect Neymar just to come onto that pitch and do what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? So Casemiro looks way off the pace. I mean, to be fair, it's only 17 minutes in. But he's got to be careful, man, because he's been booked. So yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up yourself. Yeah, Ryan's a good player, man. I like Ryan. And again, Ryan wouldn't be playing if Rafinha didn't get injured. But yeah, no, Ryan is a good player. Only young as well. I think he might be, what, 19 or 20? Guys, 18 minutes in. Who looks a stronger team? Who looks a stronger team, would you say? I think if Brazil get the first goal, then I can see them winning the game. But if Japan get a goal first, I think Brazil could be in trouble. I'm hearing a bid is going in for Baleba on July the 1st. Where have you heard that from, Niche fan? Where have you heard that from? Niche fan, I'm gonna tell you something as well, yeah. And again, I'm not sure if a few of you know this, yeah, but there's a reason why I've been confident with the Baleba signing, yeah, because I've actually spoken to this, and this happened at the start of the window, maybe before that, yeah. I actually spoke to someone who is actually has dealings with Manchester United. He's an ex-Manchester United player. You know, he's a legend, in fact. And I spoke to him, and the first thing I said to him was, what do you think of Man United's transfers this season? And he told me, yeah, because he has dealings with the club still, he told me United definitely signed Baleba. That's literally what he told me. Again, I can't reveal who that person is, but let's just say that this person lives next to me, and he's an ex-Man United footballer, and he has dealings with the club still. He told me United are definitely signing Baleba. So that's why I've always said, you know, and the thing is, I said I want Man United to sign Baleba from ages ago anyway, but he said to me, Man United are definitely going to go for Baleba. So I'm banking on that being a possibility. You know, things can always change, you know, but he literally told me United are definitely going to go for Baleba. So as I said, man, if you say that there's a bid going in for Baleba on July the 1st, where's that come from? But as I said, man, I'm banking off what he said. $20 minutes in already. Gone quick. I think if it's 0-0, yeah, if it's still 0-0 around the 60th minute mark, yeah, I'm gonna say that Ancelotti will bring on Neymar for Neymar to open the door. That's a foul. Oh my lord, that's a foul? No way. That's a foul on Cunha. Goal kick. That's embarrassing. That's a foul. It's definitely a foul. Yeah, it's a foul, man. That's mad. I'm not mad about Baleba, Gav. In fact, I don't want him at the club. I want Chouameni and Camavinga. Bro, listen. You've been there for a little while, yeah? You would know, yeah, that these are the two players that I've like. My first three was Camavinga, Tonali, Baleba. Yeah, I don't think it's impossible for United to get Camavinga and Chouameni. I don't think it's impossible. You know, Man United can get Camavinga. Yes, Camavinga's digging his heels in, yeah, but there's talk about Man United making inquiries. But if Man United put a bid in for Camavinga, they'll get him. That's the problem. If Man United said, look, we're going to bid 60 million for Camavinga, Real Madrid would accept the bid. They would accept the bid. But the problem is, I don't know what Man United are waiting for. They're looking at other players, but you've got a player in Camavinga who's 23 years of age. Yeah. He is he ticks all the boxes, you know, and I'm just hoping, you know, that there's a change in Man United where they just say, look, we're going to put a bid in. And then we're hearing that because Camavinga wants to dig his heels in at Real Madrid, but Real Madrid are they're not forcing him at the club, but he's available, and they want to sell either Camavinga, Chouameni, Camavinga or Chouameni. Valverde's not going to go because Valverde is the captain, especially with Danny Carvajal going now. He's going to be the captain, so he's not going anywhere, and Mourinho's going to love him. So you're looking at, if they want to bring in an Enzo Fernandez or someone else, the casualties in midfield are going to be either Camavinga or or Chouameni. Why Man United haven't made an attempt on Camavinga doesn't make sense to me. You know, we're hearing that he's one of the names on the list and they're looking at him, but just put a bid in. You put a bid in for Camavinga right now, you know, Real Madrid would accept. And again, it's about United trying to convince Camavinga, regardless if he wants to dig his heels in. So it's frustrating, man, because you got a player there for me that is a top midfielder. He's left-footed. He ticks all the boxes, you know, and United could be looking at that deal. But for some reason, man, they're just not really pressing on. Reckon we can get both of them. I do. I do as well. I do. Yeah, listen, these hydration breaks, man, it's been Americanized, isn't it? Because of the I heard something the other day. I think Fitz might have mentioned it. I think the amount of money that they get from these hydration breaks is insane. So yeah, this is why I think, man, it's happening. Well, it's happening a lot because of the money that they're getting. Again, it's become quarters now when you actually think about it. But could you imagine if they was to bring this into the Premier League? I reckon the Premier League would lose a lot of viewers if they was to ever do that. So it's crazy, man, these hydration breaks. It's mad. Good ball. Corner kick. Japan. Gabriel picking his nose, man. What's this? Gabriel, that was poor, man. You can't be doing that on TV. Oh, unlucky. Yeah. You know what, as well? Yeah, I'm actually like, it's actually annoying, man, that Japan are playing Brazil because, you know, I'd like to see Japan go further, but playing someone else. You know, because I think Japan are a very good team, man. They're an underrated team. I bet they bring it in. I don't know, you know. I don't know. I don't think it will go down well, man, if it was to happen. But it depends if money if it's about money, you know, we know money talks. So it's one of them things, isn't it? Brazil can't seem to build any attacks. Good play. Oh, I gave it away. He's got to play it left. Oh, what a goal. What a goal, Sano. What a goal. Japan 1-0. What a goal. I told you, man, Japan are a problem. Japan are a problem. I'm telling you, this team are unbeaten in something like 18 games. Told you, man, they are a problem. They are a problem. And the thing as well, Casemiro's on a booking, so yeah, but again, it's not even crazy, man. Like this Japan team, they're not a joke. They're unbeaten in like 18 or something like that games. It might even be more. They are a problem. Niche fan, big up yourself, man, because you said Casemiro looks off it, yeah? And to be fair, that goal that Sano just scored, you know, was a good indication of that, the change of pace. Great goal. Great goal. No way Neymar's dream is already over. Well, listen, there's still time to go, man. And again, it looks like it's looking like he'll have to come off the bench, man, and do something. But there's still time. But Japan are a problem. 1-0. Great goal. Get Neymar on, he'll save them. If Japan won, you called it. No, bro, listen, I still think Brazil will come back here, but I'm just saying, yeah, if Japan win this game, don't be surprised because they're not a joke, man, Japan. They are not a joke. They are not a joke, man. They're a very good team. You know, these guys they run for days, these guys. You know, so they're not a joke. Free kick, Brazil. He's a good player as well. That Ritsu Doan plays in. I think he plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He's a good player. He's their captain. Yeah, but Nishfan, you see, Japanese players or players from the Asian continent anyway. Yeah, these guys are all technically sound players anyway. They're technically sound players. Like you won't get any players playing for Japan or them kind of countries, yeah, that are horrible technically. These guys are all technically sound players. They are, man. I'm telling you. Good finish, man. 32 minutes. Who knows, man? Neymar could be coming on quicker than we thought. Might even come on at half time. Good play. Oh, unlucky. 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 So look at that, 63% possession to 31. So as I said, yeah, there's still time, but yeah, Japanese goalkeeper. That's Zion Suzuki. Remember when Man United were linked to him? Oh, Casemiro, man. Yeah, Zion Suzuki. Man United were actually linked to him. He's actually been linked with. I see it the other day. I think he's been linked with Leeds United. I think last time I see. He done well there. He done well there. Vinny 1v1. Paqueta, good block. That's poor, Vinicius. That was poor. Should have gave it to him earlier. Oh, poor ball. Hope Neymar doesn't come on, as he'll come on for Cunha, and I won't see Cunha do the full 90. Let's wait and see, man. Neymar will definitely come on, but you never know. He might come on for a defender to try and go a bit more attacking, but I'm not sure if he gets 45 minutes, if I'm honest. You know, you have to wait and see, because Ancelotti might just put full faith in. Oh, getting the ball away. Good play. Cunha's on the ball now. Yeah, it depends what if Ancelotti gives faith to the team and let them come out for the second half, or changes it straight away. Why didn't we sign him? I can't remember now. I can't actually remember why they didn't sign him. But he's a decent keeper. But United were linked to Zion Suzuki, and there was someone else. I can't remember if it was. I think they might have chose Onana ahead of him. I can't remember, but it might have been something like that. Be fair, they're still keeping the ball, Brazil. But it's whether they can break through. Well, after one game, Cass has lost it now, yeah? One game. Good ball, good ball. Didn't catch it properly. You know what Brazil need to do, yeah? They need to make the pitch nice and wide. So Vinicius Jr. and Rayan probably need to stay wide and try and isolate the fullbacks 1v1. Because I think the way that Japan defend, Japan like to get nice and compact, and they get all their players behind. So in that instance, yeah, you either need to have your wingers or your wide forwards playing high and wide, you know, or if they're coming in field, have your fullbacks nice and wide to open the game up. But I don't think, well, I mean, Vinicius Jr. is naturally going to come in field, isn't it? So, oh, that's poor. That's poor Casemiro, man. They're missing Rafinha. I mean, it's to be honest with you, I'm not a massive fan of Rafinha. I think he's a good player, but I wouldn't say they're missing Rafinha. I don't think Rafinha does much different in this game. You know, I just think Japan are defending well. They're one up. You know what I mean? Ryan hasn't really done much wrong. Just that there's not really been any kind of space for him to do anything. But the thing is for Brazil will get a chance. Just whether they take it or not. They will definitely get a chance, though. Good play. Oh, he should have turned. That's weird. Yeah, come on, man. That's poor, Vinny. See, there's. I told you Brazil they need to keep their players nice and wide, man. Vinicius Junior needs to stay wide. So does Rayan, and open the pitch up. But they're both coming in field. Like Vinny's gone in through the middle. Cunha's gone on the left now. But Cunha naturally wants to come in field. So does Vinny. Big up to Niche fan says the ultimate Brazil team you did would have scored 3 by now. Bro, I reckon they probably would have scored 10. That team was illegal, but that's why it's called. That's why it's the ultimate team. That's the strongest team that we've done so far as well. You know, to have an attack of Ronaldinho, Neymar, Adriano, and R9, ridiculous. And then have I feel like I'm missing someone. Is it Ronald? Yeah, Ronaldinho, Adriano, Neymar, and R9. And then you've got a midfield. You got no, sorry, that's wrong. There was 2 10s. We're missing someone. Wait, who did we have again? We had, because Dunga was holding, and then it was Ronaldinho. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, so we had it was a Rival. Yeah, so we had Dunga playing as the lone DM, and then it was Ronaldinho and Rivaldo in the 10s, Neymar on the left, Adriano from the right, and then R9. That 5 there, it's a dream, put that way. Yeah, Niche fan, I agree, man. This isn't Brazil anymore. To think, yeah, that, you know, to think that we're watching a Brazil team now, and I would say that this Brazil team are more workmanlike than they are with ability, because their most talented player, I would say, is probably Lucas Paqueta. You know, and nothing against Paqueta, but if Lucas Paqueta is your most talented player, it just shows you that we're a long way, man, from the Brazil that we used to watch. You know, and I'm talking about from a starting point now, because obviously Neymar's their most talented player, but again, Neymar's on the bench. Good play. I mean, if you look at their midfield, Casemiro and Bruno Guimaraes, that's a workman-like midfield. Paqueta adds the technical ability. Vinny's more of a runner. Cunha's a maverick. Rayan's obviously young and is probably more of a runner. So yeah, man, it's nothing like what it used to be, man. Nothing like what it used to be. Free kick, Brazil. Yellow card from Kamada. Stoppage time, 4 minutes. Goal kick. I hear it, man. I hear it. Don't go there. Cass needs to come off. Oh, look, Mamba's back. Mamba, what you saying, man? What you saying? Are you still reeling from that Champions League final? Are you still reeling from that Champions League final? Let us know, man. Neymar has to come on. Yeah, listen, man. Let's see what Ancelotti does. Let's see what he does. Yeah, listen, Mamba, don't worry, man. They'll be coming back, bro. Next summer, man. Next season, man. I have to say, man, I'm looking. Well, unless Man United start doing some serious business, man, I ain't looking forward to the league at the moment because the transfer window's been poor, man. But who do you reckon? Do you reckon you guys sign anyone? Do you reckon you guys make any signings, Arsenal? I mean, you're being linked with Bruno Guimaraes. I'll be honest with you, yeah. Like he'd be a good signing for Arsenal. Yeah, I see that. Diamande. Yeah, he's obviously given his preference to PSG. Oh, what a ball. But again, PSG are getting Diamande and they're getting Magnus Akliouche as well from Monaco. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but Gonzalo Ramos, he's gone to AC Milan. So yeah, Gonzalo Ramos has gone to AC Milan. Paqueta's injured, so again, he might even come off. So Neymar might come on quicker than we thought, guys. But half time anyway. Half time, 1-0 Japan. Listen, massive 45 minutes. This could be Neymar. This could be Neymar's last 45 minutes in a World Cup. So they're gonna need to do something in this second half, man. But half time 1-0. But yeah, so Gonzalo Ramos has gone to AC Milan, I think for about 70 odd million. Lee Kanging's going to Atletico Madrid. Lee Kanging's going to Atletico Madrid, so they're bringing in Yandi Amande and Magnus Akliush. And again, you know, Luis Enrique likes this fluid front three. So he does love this fluid front three, man. So yeah, man. Guys, bear me 1 minute, yeah? I'm back in 1 minute. 1 second. I want to see us sign a top winger and a backup to Declan Rice. Yeah, but who's going to come to Arsenal and be a backup to Declan Rice? If you get Bruno Guimaraes, he's not coming to be on the bench. You know what I'm trying to say? So, because he's arguably better than Declan Rice. So, I don't really know what players you're thinking that can be back up to Declan Rice. A winger, obviously everyone knows you need a winger, but you're not going to sign the winger that you need. That's the problem. So, because you're looking at Morgan Rogers. Rogers is not a winger, and you know what I mean. He's not gonna take you where you'd like to go either, in my opinion. So, what do you think of the Elliot Anderson fee? Again, I've spoken about this time before, but put it this way, yeah. Put it this way. We all know, yeah, that inflation in football is what it is, you know, whether we like it or not, yeah. But what I would say about Elliot Anderson, yeah, is that you've already seen in this tournament so far, for what he's produced, do you think that's £120 million player? Because it's not. It's not. He's a good footballer. He is, yeah. But you have to look at it on the basis of he's playing for a Nottingham Forest team, where when you're playing for a lower team, you're going to look a lot better because you're doing everyone's job, basically. Yeah. My thing with Elliot Anderson is that it's always been he hasn't got Champions League experience. It's his first major international tournament. He hasn't been at a team that has been battling for any sort of titles, etc. Yeah. So when you're spending that kind of a money on a player, you know, at least have those things in your corner. Now, Man City are the one team that can afford to spend that kind of money on a single player. Because if you look at Man City's team, their team is really already done. So they're the one team that can just, you know, afford to spend 100+ million on one player. And I don't think Man City go and get 3-4 players. I think they might get 1 or 2 players. Because if you look at a lot of the business that Man City have done, you know, they made the signings of Semenyo and Guehi in January. So they're stacked for defenders. You know, they got Donnarumma in goal. Left backs, they've got obviously Nico O'Reilly, who's midfielder by trade, but has shown that, you know, he's a left back. Ronaldinho and Oscar. We've got Ryan Ait-Nouri. Centre backs, Kusanov, Young coming through. Obviously, Guehi. Ruben Diaz is still there with his experience. And then you got Josko Gvardiol. And I think the fact that Gvardiol was out for the majority of the season, yeah, I believe that's what kind of derailed Man City as well. But next season, I'll be interested to see what City do, because when everyone's fit, I think their centre-back pairing has to be Gvardiol and probably Mark Guehi. You know, right back, Matthias Nunez already showed what a good player he was for City last season. But do they go into the market for a right back? Again, they were looking at Livramento, but he's got an injury. You know, guys, there's another defender that I've been speaking about for Feyenoord, Guevara Reed. He's been linked with Man City. He's only 19, and from what I've seen of him, he's got the potential to be one of the best right backs in Europe. And I wish Man United would go for him, but City and Bayern Munich were looking at him last that I see. So you look at right back is the only position they might look at. Man City. Midfield, you know, Bernardo Silva's gone. Rodri's probably going to stay. And I never believed Rodri was going anyway. I think it's about a new contract. They've got Reinders in there as well, who Reinders will be looking at getting more game time. Kovacic might stay there, but as probably backup and the experience. So the one area they needed to revamp was the midfield. You know, and obviously they've looked at Elliot Anderson as a player, and that's why they could afford to spend, you know, 100+ million on one player. You know, you look at the 10s, they got Cherki and Foden. The wings, they've brought in Semenyo. Doku, Savinho's still there. I think Grealish is actually coming back as well, you know. And in the strikers, you got Erling Haaland and you got Omar Marmoush that can play right across the front. So again, City, you know, they've got the money to spend, and they could afford to spend, you know, that 100 million on Elliot Anderson. You know, Man United couldn't do that because Man United are in a position where you go and spend 100 million alone on one player like that. You know, how does that affect, you know, how much we can spend moving forwards? You know, and as I said, based on what Elliot Anderson has shown so far, he's a very good player, but would I pay 100+ million for him? I wouldn't. So, and it's mad. And as we know as well, yeah, the very fact that he's cost 116 million, he's kind of messed up the transfer window now, because all these players now just be expecting, you know, just be expecting the fee to go up and up for a lot of these players now, which is why Camavinga is going to be an absolute steal. Is going to be an absolute steal. This has to be the worst Brazil ever, surely. I mean, yeah, you could probably say that. You could. What I say is the thing is, Brazil have got quality, yeah. But if we're going to compare Brazil to the Brazil of old, then you're always going to be let down, because the Brazil of old, you know, they had some ridiculous talent, man. And you'd have to say the way football's going now, that's never ever going to be replicated. So, but yeah, Brazil still have quality, man. But it's not like what they had before. Now let's see what they do at halftime, because this could be Neymar's last 45 minutes playing for Brazil. You never know. So does he come on? I hope so. Big up to Lumi Rain, says Japan aren't to be messed with. I told you, Japan are a very good team. Very good team, you know, and they're not unbeaten in all those games for no reason. So if anyone was sleeping on on Japan, you're now seeing why Japan have been unbeaten in all those games, because they are a very good team. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see if they can hold on. Let's see if they can hold on. This game could even go to extra time. But Brazil have got to step it up, man, in the second half. So this second half should be good. It should be good. Guys, what's your predictions for this second half? I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. So let's see. So do Brazil come back second half? So guys, do Brazil come back second half? Yes or no? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Let's see. Has the World Cup met your expectations so far? Nah, not really. It hasn't. I think it's been poor. I'll be honest. You know, I actually think it's been poor, but I'm optimistic at the knockout rounds. I think when it comes to the knockout stages, you know, there's no sort of you know, leeway really, because you either win or you get knocked out. So this is why I think it's going to be good. And then second half, Brazil are going to have to step it up, man. they're gonna have to step it up. Endrick's coming on, yeah. I reckon he comes on for Rayan. I think he comes on for Rayan. So we've got 67% saying yes, Brazil come back, and the one saying no, 33% that Brazil won't come back. Boy, I'm gonna say Brazil come back. I'm gonna say they come back. So is Endrick coming on? Yeah. So Paqueta's going off. Yeah, he had that injury. I'm surprised. I didn't think it would be Endrick coming on. So that means, okay. So what they're gonna do is that they're gonna play Cunha in the 10, and Endrick's gonna go through the middle. So they're getting Neymar ready, man. Yeah, Paqueta's gone off injured. So that means Cunha will go in the 10, and then Endrick will go through the middle. Let's see what Endrick can do, man. They're going to need these goal scoring instincts. Guys, I'm looking forward to the second half. You know, it's going to be a good second half. Endrick's had a trim. Let's see if the trim can help. Come on, Brazil, man. Come on. Second half started, guys. Let's see what Brazil can do. Nah, Neymar's on the bench, man. He ain't come on yet. And Neymar will come on, I believe. If it's still 0-0, I reckon he comes on by the 60th or the 65th minute. All right, Endrick's on the ball now. Good play. Play him. Good. Oh, too much. Too much. Gav, your predictions look really good, by the way. Lumi, remind me of them again. I've actually forgotten. What predictions have I done so far? Oh, okay. So Japan underdog and Yamal best young player look likely. But again, is that underdog to win the tournament? Because I don't think Japan win the tournament. I just think Japan will be an underdog in a sense. They'll be a team that is underrated, but they'll cause problems. So how are we gonna test that? Oh, what good acceleration! Yellow card. Beefy, that was good acceleration. Dyson Maida from Sowick. Guys, you're watching the France game after this. France, Sweden, 10 o'clock. Looking forward to that one as well, man. Ooh, Neymar's getting ready. 6-2 France. What, you think France beats Sweden 6-2? You know what? It's going to be a good game, though. It's going to be a good game. I've got a feeling there's going to be a shock somewhere. I can't tell you what game. Oh, Hendrick, that's poor. What is that? Niche fam, man, I think you're smoking something. Dembele to get 4, you know. Hey, to be fair, man, Lindelof's defending, so it could be that. Good defending. Ah, oh, poor ball, Bruno. Kim and Rush. Good ball. Yeah, Neymar will come on, my guy. Don't worry, man. He'll come on. Neymar will definitely come on. Don't worry, man. Oh, good save. Good save. Good save. Brazil on the attack. Oh, we got it across. Oh. Yeah, Brazil are pressuring him now. Japan on the back foot at the moment. Go. Go. Oh, is it in? No, off the line. Hey, right off the line. Japan on the attack now. Oh, good ball. Oh, that's important. Was that over the line? Let's check that. Let me see that. Oh, I hit his face. Oh my God. It was going in, but I hit Tomiyasu's face. That is lucky, isn't it? That is so lucky. Nah, it weren't in. It hit Tomiyasu's face. Arsenal and United both linked to Vinicius. Yeah, Lumi, listen, I touched on that yesterday. So basically, I said, should Man United be doing a double deal for Vinicius Jr. and Camavinga? So I read a report yesterday saying that Real Madrid are open to letting Vinicius go for about 105 million. So 160 mil could potentially get you both Vinicius Jr. and Eduardo Camavinga. So, and again, if Vinicius was to leave Real Madrid, he's only got a few select places where he can go anyway, because there's nowhere in Spain for him to go to. He won't go to Italy. So you're looking at Bayern Munich. But again, I don't think that happens no more, because Bayern Munich just signed Ismail Saibari, who can play from the left and through the middle. PSG, again, that won't happen because it's going to stunt the growth of Doué. Kvaratskhelia is already there anyway, and is arguably better. That's a goal. 1-1. Casemiro. This guy is a demon in the air. Casemiro. He is a demon in the air. He's a demon. What a header. This guy, yeah, even myself, yeah, I didn't realize how good he was in the air until he moved to Manchester United. Niche fan, talk to me, my brother. Talk to me, man. You were saying that he needs to come off the pitch. And that is why you keep him on, because he is a winner. He's a winner. This guy in the air is a joke. And he's onside. What are you talking about? He's onside, of course. Great ball in from Gabriel. Hey, Gabriel Magalhaes. What a ball in. Great header. This guy in the air, man, is a joke. I'm telling you. He's an absolute joke in the air. Absolute joke. What a header. This kid's crying, you know. And now watch Neymar come on to be the deciding factor. Trust me. He's a demon in the air. But yeah, so as I said, yeah, I spoke about the Vinicius Jr. But again, he's limited to the clubs he can go to. The only two clubs he could realistically go to is Man United or Arsenal. And I spoke about that yesterday. So let's see what happens. Casemiro is a joke, man. Absolute joke. Absolute joke in the areas. Yeah, his aerial prowess, man, is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. 1-1. To be fair, it's been a decent game. Good ball. Ah, Vinicius Jr. What a touch. 1v1. Ah, play Vinny. Vinny Jr. What a run. Hey, Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. What a run. Great save. See, when Vinicius does that, yeah, he's unplayable. Look at the touch through the legs of Tomiyasu, former Arsenal player. What play? Oh, good save, though. Good save. Good save. Good save. When Vinicius Jr. does that, yeah, he's unplayable at times. He's unplayable. Big up Niche, man. Big up, man. He will look good at Arsenal. Yeah, listen, Lumi, Vinicius Jr. is someone that Arsenal need to take them probably to a next level. You need a left winger, but you guys ain't gonna get Vinicius Jr. You don't not like, you may think I'm taking the piss here, but you guys don't sign players like that. Let's just spend 250 mil and get Vinny, Chouameni, and Camavinga. Hey, listen, Nisran, man, you're making me dream now, man. Come on, we're never gonna do that. We're never gonna do that. Imagine that though, man. Imagine that window: Chouameni, Camavinga, Vinicius Jr. Listen, if we was to get those three, which ain't gonna happen, not only are we going for the league title, but I'll be confident of looking at the Premier League as well, of the Champions League as well, get into a final or something. But yeah, bro, it's not gonna happen, man. But we can all dream. Hey, look, R9, Roberto Carlos. Hey. Does Jose not want to keep them? So again, they're open to letting Camavinga. Camavinga's available. He's definitely available because they want to bring in Enzo Fernandez, yeah? But they can't bring in Enzo unless someone leaves. Valverde is not going to leave because he's the captain. Obviously, Nico Paz is staying at Como, and Real Madrid are getting 50 odd million for him as well. But it's between Camavinga and Chouameni. Now, I believe they would prefer to get rid of Camavinga, but they're probably looking at Chouameni that might command more money. For me, Man United should go and get both of them. If Man United got both of them, like, we're in business. We are in business. But I want Camavinga ahead of Chouameni personally. I do, because I've wanted Man United to sign Camavinga for years. But who knows, man, what's happening? Who knows? Gav, do you have a soft spot for Brazil? You seem happier when they score than you do for United. LOL. Lumi, I have a soft spot for good footballers, man. For top teams. You know what I'm trying to say? So, listen, Man United's my team, but I haven't been happy with Man United. Oh, yeah, he's through. I haven't been happy with Man United for years, you know. And don't get me wrong, yeah. Carrick coming in as well has done a very good job. But I'll be lying if I said that I'm entirely happy with what Carrick's doing, because I just want to see the best players, the most technical players playing. And I want to see us make some serious signings, you know. But listen, man, Man United is my team, but I just appreciate football. Like, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of these fans, yeah, that just supports the club. Like, I'm a football guy first and foremost. You know, if I'm not enjoying the football, that's what matters to me. You know, that is the main thing. I'm a football guy first and foremost, which is why when I say I like Barcelona, you know, I like Barcelona because the way Barcelona have played football throughout the years and the kind of players they've had. So, good play. Good play. Oh, Ryan, good play. Hey, Brazil are turning it on now. Oh. Hey, watch Neymar come on, yeah, and be the deciding factor. I'm telling you. Then why don't you be positive about Arsenal? There's nothing to be positive about Arsenal. That's the truth. Why would I be positive about Arsenal? What is it to be positive about? They got smoked in that Champions League final, and then they won a VAR title. There's nothing to be positive about. Let's be honest. Come on. You know what makes me laugh, yeah? You know what makes me laugh, yeah? The amount of people that are spelling Neymar's name wrong, it's killing me. It's killing me. The amount of people that are spelling Neymar's name wrong, you lot are killing me. I'm thinking, is it a different player? There we go. Put some respect on his name. He hasn't had that kind of career, man, to be called other names like Neymar. Let's get it right. Come on, let's get it right. Yeah, Brazil are pressing on now, man. They're pinning Japan back. Play him. Oh my lord, what is going on? Gabriel Martinelli for Cunha. Nah, Ancelotti, man, you're taking the piss. You are taking the piss, Ancelotti. One of the greatest managers of all time, yeah, has had the cheek to bring on Martinelli for Cunha. Do you know how mad this is? Martinelli for Cunha. He's taking the piss. He's taking the piss. Martinelli. Nah, Lumi, even you got to be disappointed with that, man. Come on. Martinelli for Cunha. He's taking the mick, man. Watch Martinelli come back off when Neymar comes on. It's crazy. Bro, why take off the best winger in the world, Cunha, for Martinelli, the fake Brazilian? But again, Cunha's not a winger. So, listen, I hear it, yeah? I hear it because Martinelli's rubbish, yeah? But Cunha's not a winger. So, Martinelli's rubbish, man. He's rubbish. Oh, unlucky. Martinelli's rubbish, man. Rubbish. Ancelotti, man. The fact that Martinelli's in the squad in the first place, you know what I'm trying to say? It's only because it's Ancelotti, man. You got to give him some leeway, but I'm just having it down as Ancelotti's having a bad day. Yeah, big up, man. Big up yourself. Sorry, I meant attacker. Yeah. Listen, I'm quite particular, man, when it comes to these kind of things because a lot of people misprofile players. But I understand what you mean, man. Listen, the fact that Cunha has come off and Martinelli's come on, I like it's mad. I mean, Ancelotti must know something that we don't, but it's crazy, man. Put it that way. It is crazy. So Neymar still ain't come on. Maybe Neymar might get 75 minutes. I don't know. But Martinelli's come on before him. Yeah, bro, listen, I'm starting to think that as well, man, about Ancelotti. But listen, Ancelotti's one of the greatest to ever manage the game, man. So I'm going to give him some respect. But yeah, I can't understand what he's thinking by bringing on Martinelli. Craziness, man. Another hydration break. Guys, what do you reckon? Do we reckon Brazil come back? Make sure you're voting. Make sure you're voting on the so put 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let us know, man, because the fact that Martinelli's come on, I'm not so sure now. By the way, Gav, it's me at Saving for Palestine, but I had to change my name because people kept reporting me. Oh, big up, man. Big up yourself. Why were they reporting you? Why were they reporting you? What was you doing? What was you doing, man? Great touch from Vinicius Jr. there, man. Thing is, Vinicius Jr. I think should have you know what? He should have done better than that, I'd say. Should have put his foot through the ball rather than doing that. But is what it is, isn't it? Because my name had Palestine, some idiots decided it was offensive. Oh, okay, I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. To be fair, I can kind of see it, but yeah, listen, we're living in a world now, man, where yeah, people are going to take offense to these things, unfortunately. So just have a unique name, man, rather than having that in it. Big up yourself, anyway. No, no, listen, Neymar will come on. It's just when he comes on, he'll come on probably 75th, 80th minute if it's at a stalemate, I reckon. But again, you have to remember he hasn't really got too much match practice, so it's a tricky one for Ancelotti, because if Ancelotti gives him if Ancelotti gives him, let's say he gives him what 30 minutes, it could be a risk because he hasn't played, isn't it? So and the game's in the balance. Whereas if Brazil were winning the game, you could afford to give him. Put it this way: if Brazil were like 2 or 3-0 up, you can afford to give Neymar a bit more game time. But because the game's still in the balance and he hasn't really got match rhythm, it is kind of a risk. So as a manager, you got to kind of assess that. But I reckon he might get 75th, 75 or 80 minutes. If Japan was to somehow score, then he'd bring him on instantly. So, but the longer the game's in the balance, it is one of them things. Yeah, you got to be mindful in it. Good play, Rayan. Good play. I know Hendrick. Sorry, Vinny. No, he's done too much. Yeah, listen, that Japanese kit's actually decent. To be fair, their blue one's actually nice as well. I can't take it. Guys, you know what it is now, yeah? You know why? It might seem, yeah, that I'm critical of Martinelli, yeah? But if any of you guys that were there for the all-time Brazil 11, in the attack here, our team, we had Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Neymar, Adriano, and R9. Yeah, we had those guys in attack, and we left out Romario, Kaká, even players like Denilson, and a whole list of other players. And it comes to a point where you think to yourself, Robinho, another one, and now we got to deal with Martinelli. It's embarrassing. How Brazil got here? Crazy, man. Corner kick, though. Oh, that's a poor ball, man. Poor corner. I got a feeling this might go extra time. Boy. $75 minutes, man. Who knows, man? Well, it depends, isn't it? Depends on, does he bring him on at extra time? No, I still think Neymar comes on, but it just depends. It depends. Good play. That's poor Endrick. You know what? Yeah, I've never really been that. When I first see Endrick play, yeah, for Palmeiras, I thought, you know what? He looks like he's got a left foot of Adriano and a diminutive stature of Romario. Yeah, and I thought, yeah, this guy's gonna score goals, yeah. And where I changed my mind on Endrick is when Endrick came on for his debut for Brazil against England, funny enough, yeah. And he scored a goal in his debut, but then there was a chance that he missed. And I said at the time, goal. Because I'm thinking, oh, this guy's lethal, yeah. And it wasn't the fact that he missed the chance, it's how he missed it. Because I didn't expect that. And ever since then, yeah, I thought, yeah, Endrick is not as good as I thought he was. Yeah, he's not as good as I thought he was. You know, but it's a shame, man, because, you know, when I first see him, it looked like that he's... Oh, Martinelli, that is... Oh, my God. Martinelli is crap, man. No composure. What is that? Oh, man. I can't see that again. Gav, what are your thoughts on Turkey this World Cup and their early exit? Do you think Bayern there should have started in net? If you're focused on the game, it's fine. Don't answer. I don't mind. Listen, I don't really care if Bayern there started or not. I just know that he needs to get out of our club. You know what I'm trying to say. But listen, they got Kenan Yildiz, Arda Güler. They're two players that I rate highly. You know, and it's a shame that obviously their participation in the World Cup's done. Again, I never really watched any of their games. So, but yeah, I'm a massive fan of Arda Güler, man. I love Arda Güler at Man United. He's a top player, man. He's the closest player to Ozil. I mean, if Man United could get Arda Güler, man, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. But yeah, no, I ain't really got thoughts on Turkey, to be fair. I didn't really watch their games, but when you got talents like Yildiz, Güler, and I think they got, is it Barris Yilmaz as well, I think his name is. He's good. No, he's good. So but yeah, man, it's crazy, isn't it? Who was in Turkey's group? Guys, 12 minutes. Can Brazil get something? Can they conjure up something to win the game? Be fair, it's not been a bad game, to be fair. It's been quite entertaining. I'm looking forward to watching France and Sweden later, though. Good ball. USA, Paraguay, Australia. So so what? All three of them did Paraguay qualify? Or was it only USA and Australia? Oh, unlucky. Good play. Good defending, yeah. See, when it's like this, shit, you need Neymar's quality to open up something. Because Japan are sitting deep in a low block. And when you're playing up against a low block, you need someone, yeah, that can break the low block, but someone that's highly technical. Because in the low block, they're going to sit deep, which means there's no space over the top. So you need players that are good on the ball, that have very good, sort of ball manipulation, and players that are good in tight spaces. This is where Neymar thrives. But I think Ancelotti is going to keep him on the bench for as long as possible. That's a nothing ball. Nothing ball, Martinelli. Nothing ball. Ancelotti, just take him off and put Neymar on, man. Nothing ball. Nothing ball. What's Ancelotti thinking by putting Martinelli on? What, for his pace? It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Guys, anyone know who Brazil or Japan play next? If they win. Oh, good run. Good run. Free kick. Free kick. Oh, corner. Oh, what's that, man? Marlon is down injured. Elbow to the face. Boy, looking like Neymar's not going to come on. He might come on extra time. I'm surprised, to be fair. I'm surprised. Thought Ancelotti would have played him. Three minutes. I don't know what's more entertaining, this match or the live stream. I'm not sure whether that's I'm not sure whether that's a praise or a diss. It would be just like Brazil to score now, though. They're lacking quality. Nah, I'm joking, bro, man. I'm only playing about, man. Corner kick, though. Vinny doing all the Jude Bellingham prop, throwing the hands up, trying to get the crowd up. Less of that, yeah, and just focus on the game. How about that? Yeah, I think Neymar comes on extra time as well, but it's difficult because the game's in the balance. You know what I mean? And he's not really fit, so win the corner. Vinny, you're doing too much, man. Won it back though. Oh, come on, man. Listen, this game, yeah, is crying out for Neymar with his ability. It's crying out for Neymar to just get in the pockets and just start, you know. Yeah, I hear it. All right, Japan on the attack. Good block. Good clearance, should I say. All right, if Japan score, man. Oh, he was injured. Casemiro injured. 6 minutes. Casemiro's got an injury. Yeah, Cass is injured, man. Well, that's not good, is it? Yeah, Casemiro's injured. Things as well, yeah. I can only see Neymar coming on for Rayan. Fabinho. Oh, he's done his groin. Ah. Brazil get through, man. You hope that's not too serious because 4 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna got extra time in it. You know, oh, Hendrick, left foot, let's play him. Play him. Oh, I done well, Hendrick. Done. Oh, unlucky. Guys, you know, I just clocked. You know, I just clocked, yeah. Brazil have a front two, yeah, of Hendrick and Martinelli. And again, I get it why Ancelotti's doing it, yeah, because he's going for pace. But a front line of Hendrick and Martinelli. It's crazy, man. That is crazy. I wonder if Igor Thiago comes on. Because he can take a penalty as well. But yeah, the second half ain't been that great, but Good play. Oh, that's poor. Come on. Hey, he's Bruno Guimaraes. Oh, good ball. Oh, Martinelli. Martinelli. Oh my God. Football is crazy. Guys, I told you 2-1 Brazil, but Martinelli. Martinelli. Oh my God. Listen. Martinelli. What did I tell you? Brazil 2-1. But did I think Martinelli would score the goal? That is crazy. Martinelli. Oh my God. Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli. Why couldn't he do that again? Why couldn't he do that in the Champions League final? Martinelli. Oh my God. That is crazy, you know. That is madness. That is madness. Out of all the players, it's Martinelli. Ancelotti. This is why Ancelotti is the guy, you know. This is why. 2-1. You gotta feel sorry for Japan, man. Gabriel Martinelli. Guys, that is the last kick of the game. Two, 2-1. Danilo Santos. Can they hold on? Do you know what? I'm shocked Neymar never come on. I'm shocked. But boy, big up to everyone that said Neymar won't come on, man. I thought he'd come on, but listen, in the end, they didn't need him. Hey, Martinelli's got a spring in his step now. Yeah, listen, I'm pissed Neymar hasn't come on, but listen, he'll be happy, man, that his team are going through to the next round. Good ball from Bruno Guimaraes. Good touch from Martinelli, to be fair, in his path. And then the finish. I think Suzuki will be disappointed he didn't save it, but I told you it'd be a tough game, man. 2-1. When it comes to World Cup, man, Brazil just they've got something, man. Feel sorry for Japan, man, because Japan have been good. And guys, this will be Japan's first loss, I believe, in 20-something games. It could be. Last attack. I think Japan's last attack. Yeah, it's their last attack. Good header away. Game over. Boy, Brazil, man. Brazil. 2-1. Neymar doesn't get on the pitch, but still has a chance, man. Yeah, you got to feel for Japan, man. You got to feel for Japan. You got to feel for Japan, man. But listen, Brazil get it done in the end. And yeah, man, flipping Neymar's dream, man, of trying to win a World Cup for the first time. Still, I mean, he never got on the pitch, but it still goes on. Casemiro, another header. Another header. Gabriel Martinelli, man, was mocking him when he came on. And he's the guy that got the winner. It is crazy. It is mad. But guys, listen, big up yourselves for coming through each and every time. As always, make sure you smash that like button on your way out. Make sure you sub to the channel if you're new in here as well. And I will be back tomorrow at the same time, 5:45 for a 6 p.m. kickoff. Ivory Coast and Norway. That should be a very good game as well. So yeah, listen, predictions for France today. France and Sweden. I've got a feeling, yeah, that's going to be a high-scoring game. I actually think that game might be. I'm going to say. I'm going to go with 3-1 or 4-2 to France. I got a feeling that might be a high-scoring game. 3-1 or 3-1 or 4-2 I'm going to go with. Yeah, 3-1 or 4-2. So I'm looking forward to that, man. So yeah, I'm going to get something to eat and I'm going to watch that game. So no watch along for that. But guys, I'll be back tomorrow, 5:45 for a 6 p.m. kickoff, Ivory Coast and Norway. So yeah, make sure you guys come through again. And as I said, big up to yourselves. Big up to the ones that came through. Big up to all the mods as well. And yeah, as I said, live tomorrow, guys, 5:45. Hopefully some news drops. If any news drops, I'll be reacting to that as well. But other than that, big up to yourselves each and every time. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.